first things first, my name is Kenneth Bird. My company is Crystal Edge Technology Screens. That right there is 5 gallons of, well, actually not 5 gallons, around probably about 3 gallons of the Advanced Ambient Light Projection 38 Gunmetal Black Widow. Now, the reason why we have these batch numbers, as we explained before in many of our demonstrations, this cuts down on a lot of the nonsense, bullcrap, and people doing fake demonstrations on our products. Because again, and I can't explain this enough on how some of the dumb stuff I've already seen already, you can't fake a demonstration on a product because the product is already painted and displayed in every demonstration of every batch number we ever developed. So keep in mind, for those of you people out there who want to do dumb things at the end of the day, this is an easy way to get sued in court. This is an airtight evidence on our behalf because we can show easily that the product was basically tested way before it ever reached the customer's hands. So again, we are warning you, if you do this, you will be sued at the end of the day. Well, not at the end of the day, but a lawsuit will be put in the process of being filed against you. So we already got 2 individuals already. You guys are going to make me a little bit richer. You keep it up. So as I said before, the reason why we do this because it keeps people from basically committing fraud against our products. And also too, it's a reinsurance to our customers that they can see the product actually being painted out and displayed before they actually get a chance to use it themselves. So it's a guarantee for them. It's a guarantee for us also that we don't have to deal with any of the foolishness. So again, I do give you fair warning to you individuals out there who have no common sense at the end of the day. Use caution at the end of the day and learn to be kind to others because, again, at the end of the day, you don't want to end up in a courtroom losing your valuables because you did dumb stuff on YouTube. So that's the reason why a batch number is there. So it's virtually impossible to fake or display or counterfeit a batch number because there's a video timestamp attached to it. Boy, I couldn't explain this enough. I said this in the last video when we did the 38 Black Widows. I said, I guarantee you somebody would be dumb enough to go out and do a demonstration that was misleading against our products. But again, like I said, I've seen everything, but then again, maybe I haven't. All right, so let's start this. Let me go get the mixer for this because we're going to make sure this is mixed thoroughly. Can't express it enough. Can't express it enough. Good gracious. This is going to be an interesting summer. This is the mixing machine we use to make sure that the product is thoroughly mixed. You can use it on the other unit over there, right? Okay, let's see right here. And where's the, let me see, I need a campaign to prop this up. Oh, got a woodpecker outside. Woodpecker. All right, let's get this thing done. Of course, we got the rod right here. Make sure everything here. Ooh, I like using the mixer. I love using the mixer. The mixer is so much fun. It's so much fun to use the mixer. Mix master. Mix master. I like that machine because that machine makes sure that when I had somebody saying that, oh, maybe the product wasn't mixed well, not with that unit over there. That unit mixes it very well, makes it like butter. That's why I paid for it. All right, let's roll this out. Get this done. This can be seen more right on camera. Yeah, that's a good spot. So I decided that I'm going to do 2 screens outside. We're going to have a gunmetal screen, and we're going to have a we're going to do a gunmetal, and we're going to do a 38 black, because the gunmetal is literally dark enough to be used outside. Usually I don't like to use the dark gray screens outside, but the gunmetal is actually dark enough that we can use it outside. So my 180 inch is going to convert it to gunmetal today. So I'm going to have 1 gunmetal and 1 38 black outside. I'm actually going to have another one because we're going to have the huge 250. It's going to be black. And then we'll do a couple of screens with some half and halves and do those right there. All right, that's done. Where's Stan the man? I bet you know where he's over there. Stan's never around when I need him. So just to make sure that I can use this for evidence in court, I sent this over to an attorney, one of my attorneys, and he said, yep, can be used in court. It's an airtight, which means it shows on our end that we basically mixed and displayed the product before it was ever launched out, which means that product comes back looking something completely different than what we displayed. That is an automatic lawsuit and an automatic win. So that's why I'm giving you fair warning. If you think you can hide yourself on YouTube behind a fake account, don't believe that at the end of the day. Don't do that. If you do a fake review against my product and it's not legit, I mean, you don't have to say you like it at the end of the day. No, we're not saying that. But if you do something that's falsifying, it's not true about my product, I will take you to court and I will clean your clock. I will not send you out a cease and desist order, nothing. I'll just bring you to court and I'll just get it over and done with so I can move about my day. I'm gonna make my lawyers rich. Basic common sense, people. It's a shame we have to do that, but that's why I pay these people at the end of the day. Whoops. Make sure that people learn their place. Those of you who are offended by this, the only people that get offended by this are people that at the end of the day are up to no good. Those are the ones that get offended by it. People who don't get offended by it are people who have common sense and don't do dumb things at the end of the day and know how to act like civilized adults. But the only people that would be offended by this are people that are basically up to no good. So, if you are up to no good, you better have deep pockets, and if you don't, it doesn't make a difference. You're going to have to pay me. I've seen people get in court and cry and whine to the judge and explain their financial situation, that they don't have the money, they can't afford it, and don't do dumb stuff at the end of the day. That's all. Now mind you, if you lose, you got to pay your lawyer's fee and you'll pay my lawyer's fee. My lawyers are expensive. They're not cheap. And you'll pay court costs and everything else. So just don't do dumb stuff. That's all. You got common sense. Common sense tells you how to withdraw from a bank by basically asking the teller what you want or basically walking in with an armed weapon. You know the difference between the two. Just don't do dumb things at the end of the day. But also too, this is, like I said, the reassurance for my customers, because at the end of the day, I like to show them that the product works. Voila. Elevate and adjust the screen. I always never ask for that. But I ask for one thing you never give me. Not the thing. I need a lens, I need a shift. A lens, that's what we do. There we go. Very nice. Very nice. There we go. It's a shame you got to give out speeches like this, but people at the end of the day have no common sense. Some people have no common sense and just don't have it. Just don't have it. The individuals don't want people messing with their property. I guarantee if somebody came out and put a tire iron through your windshield, you'd be upset. Or somebody keyed your car or parked too close to it or leaned up against it, you'd be upset because they're messing with your property, right? You don't like it, right? All right, there you go. Now you understand. That's what lawsuits are for. Take things away from you because you don't need them anymore. But you don't know how to act right at the end of the day. So I'm talking to the naysayers, no message to you so you can understand that. Whatever valuable things that you have, you don't want people touching, messing with them at all. Those are your things, right? So if somebody were to take that from you or mess with that, that would make you upset. All right then, now you understand. That's why I have a lawyer. Because, or lawyers. This is why we do these batch numbers, to protect their company, to show our customers at the end of the day what they're getting from us, to guarantee our product. But when you go do fake demonstrations, you try to do something wrong against my company. That's why I have attorneys, so we can take you to court and take the things that you love most away from you because you don't need them anymore. You don't know how to act like a civilized adult. They must be taken from you. So the lesson today is don't touch. Learn to have respect for other people's stuff. Now, for those who want to sit there and say, well, Mr. Bird, you test his stuff. Yeah, I do test his product at the end of the day, but we don't do the dirty stuff that this individual does. The only reason why you go after his product, because if you don't touch mine, and you don't mention my name in any videos, you don't exist to us. Just like there are other people out there that make gray screen paint products besides these individuals, we don't talk about them. We don't go test their stuff, nothing. It's none of my business at the end of the day. They can make their money, be happy and whatever, and that's it. And I go about my business and make my money and that's it. But these jokers at the end of the day don't learn. All comes down to jealousy. That's what it comes down to. Because your product doesn't work. Our product does work. That's why the order never went through. Because he can't bring that product to his house and he knows it. Now, like I said, if he's been reviewing our product all this time, right? Then what's the problem with placing the order? Oh, because you'll have the real thing down there. You can't fake the demonstration. It's virtually impossible. Okay, then. And we got an understanding. I hate to bring this up, but it is what it is. Until then, I do this for guarantee to my customers at the end of the day that they're getting a product that works. It works at the end of the day. This is what I like about the gunmetal. The gunmetal, they say it produces a higher white level than the black screen, but like I said, it's a back and forth kind of thing. One produces better contrast, one produces better white level. But with the gunmetal being so dark, this is a perfect candidate for outside because usually we never use gunmetal screens outside. We only use black screens. So this is going to be a bit of a test for some fun. We're going to paint up the 180 inch, we're going to convert it to gunmetal technology, and we're going to take it outside. Because I would love to have the bragging rights of saying we have gunmetal technology outside. If you're going to do it, you're going to do it on a big scale. 180 inch, that's where we're going to go. We're going to paint it today. We're going to use another 48 ounces to knock it out. That gritty tube tiger. We're done. We don't need to dry anymore. Sorry, I got to give that speech. I don't like giving these speeches. I really don't. I shouldn't have to give these speeches at the end. I shouldn't have to. Really shouldn't have to. But it's a shame that I do, that I have to do this. Let's bring out Old Faithful. What's Old Faithful? I gotta find a convert for Faithful. We're gonna drop it at 1,000, knock it off. Ugh. Fire up the 1,000 lumen projector, because you know we're going to have individuals out there claiming that why don't they that's the reason why the product works. Literally way too close to the freaking bait. Way too close. Freaking golfers. That one time I gave it a golf ball. Somebody asked me a couple days came by, they was like, you ever get hit, your house ever get hit with a golf ball? I said, not yet. It's always the first time for everything. So we're hooking up 1,000 right now, dropping 1,000. Mind you, we're in a max out zone. So down here, the light we're using in this environment is equal to the light we have outside. So not only are we firing the screen up in here, but we're in the max out on top of that. So we're in far more light than any one of you guys produced in any of your demonstrations. So just so you know, I'm gonna drop in the Old Faithful. This is my Sony baby right there, 1,000 lumens. We'll put it over here for right now. I'm definitely getting some of this outside. Definitely gonna do 180 of this. All right, let's pop out of here. And let's pull up, let me show you real quick. I'm gonna pop on that projector real quick so you see it is gray. Yeah, they're gray. They look black, they do. They have that shifting. When we take them upstairs, they turn completely black. But yeah, they are gray. When I was painting it down, everybody was probably looking like, that screen is black. No, that screen is actually gray. That's how heavy gunmetal the screen is. These are very dark gunmetals. I'm actually trying to figure out if I can get a sloth for a pet. Of course, I can't live here with it. That's not going to happen. But when I move to my other, establishment, yeah, I might actually see if I can get one. That's the coolest thing ever.
For the cable bill.
Rollerblade.
Looks like a little man. I would dress up in some cool gear.
Okay.
Cool. Yeah, I would have a habitat for it. Trust me. I'm actually planning to purchase. If I do decide to make the decision, I'm actually looking at getting 8 acres of land. I got plenty of land to have one. Boy, man, that is going to be freaking cool. Screen's dry. Painted it that quick. Like I said, no 4 or 5. Done. We're done. Dried already. We're going to knock this bad boy out no time at all. Or maybe I should just do the 250 inch in the gunmetal. That would be crazy. We got it here. It's not going to take much to knock it out. We can knock it out one hit. We're done with it. Have it ready for the summer. Oh man, I'm kind of deciding on what I want to do here. This also to ensures our customers at the end of the day that they're getting exactly what they paid for. So it is virtually possible out of that 5-gallon container that any of the products should come up tainted or basically this, that, or the other. If that's the case, all of it would have to be tainted. You'd be surprised some of the arguments I've heard literally in court when I had to take people to court. I wouldn't be surprised if somebody sat there and said, Your Honor, mine came out tainted. So how is it possible that your 4, 3, whatever you had was actually contained to itself and all of that? There you go. You're not going to win it. In that case, it's going to be so fast, my lawyers will be over there trying to figure out exactly where they're going to eat lunch at. You might just be advised to just basically just settle. That would be the best thing to do. There's also a lesson to you companies out there too who may want to sign contracts with us and you want to do dirty stuff at the end of the day. Please don't do that. Oh, let's bring out the meters. Let's bring out the meter, pumpkin eater, had a wife and couldn't keep her. Bring out the meters. So I can show you how much light we got in here. Here's a legit meter right here. As you can see, that's how much light we're pushing off in the environment. Just drop it anywhere. Anywhere, we don't care. Drop it anywhere, we don't care. Boom. Boom. Meter. Don't pick up down here. Watch my hand. See that? My shadow casting over that. Let's do it again. See that? Bring it up high. Bring it down low. Bring it up high. Yeah, we don't pick up down here. That's how much light hits the screens. So we're using more light than the average person uses in their demonstration. That meter does the same thing when I walk outside. All right, let's see. Let's go switch over to 1,000 lumens. Peter, fucking Peter, had a wife and couldn't keep her. That song's me stuck in my head. Every year, new Call of Duty. Oh God, Kenny. Really? This too? What is it with you and these nursery rhymes? got those songs stuck in my head. All right, so let me go ahead and grab the Fire Stick because the PS4 adapter does not work on this, won't pick up, won't register. So it just won't pick up at all. So we have to use this right here. Got a bit of tanglement going on over there. So we're going to drop in 1,000 lumens. Now mind you, we're going to be at 1,000 lumens. We're going to be in a max out zone, which means we're going to be using a ton of ambient light, as you can see, at 1,000 lumens. Now, for those of you who sit there and say, well, mind you, when you start off with 1,000 lumens, you don't end with 1,000 lumens. On anything, you don't. I don't care if it's 4,000, 5,000, you don't end with it, depending on how much light you have in the environment and how far the screen's going to sit back. Let's see, we're going to plug you over here. All right, let's get this popping. Now, the reason why we're doing this now, from now on, because, you know, we have individuals that want to test us, want to say, well, they're using a 5,000 lumen projector. That's why the image looks that good. Well, now we're at 1,000 lumens, and we're in a max out zone. What now? Now, don't let me slam you with a challenge. You don't want that. Trust me. It's bad enough you can't do them already. Let's go out this one. Peter, fucking Peter, had him like a good kid. Why do we have 5 fire sticks downstairs in the workshop? We don't need 5 of them here. This is why we keep losing stuff, because it's not supposed to be in here. All right, let's go over to U2, which I think is way over there. Where's that? Over there. And let me see. Okay. There we go. Adjustment's a little clearer. Where's clearness here? There we go. Let me see what we want to do in here. She'll play with him today, right? 4K demonstration. Oh, she's going. I'm about to say she's going to have attitude today. Here we go. Voila. My projector right here. Max out zone right here. Show my meter and my screen. So, do we need 1,000 lumens to make the screen look amazing? Not really, to tell you the truth. And then again, this is a max out zone, which means this projector in any environment, even at 16, even at 18, even at 15, even at 800, would still be able to perform on an outstanding level. Where the other ones are at 40, and I'm not even going to mention 225 and 300 and can't maintain. So it just shows you, the paint even works at 1,000 lumens. And keep in mind, we don't have 1,000 lumens in here. We're in a max out zone. So we're at 14 feet from the screen, which means you're not going to start off with 1,000 and end with 1,000. It doesn't work that way. You're going to end up less depending on how much light you have in the environment and the distance that the projector will have to travel. This is why I don't like ultra short throw demonstrations, because there's no distance though in there. Keep in mind, if I did it with an ultra short throw, the image would be much brighter and much sharper. That's why I don't like using ultra short throws. Because if a person used a long throw, his picture quality would basically diminish because he has to go the distance to get to the screen. That's why I disapprove of ultra short throws for any form of demonstrations. Now, like I said, I use mine in demonstrations. If I'm going to use an ultra short throw, I'm going to max it out as much as I possibly can. I've got ultra short throw, it's going to have to work for it. That's why we do them at 143 inches, or we do them at 140 inches outside. Because that's something you usually will not see ultra short throws at, but you got to do more of those. Let's see. 4K snow screensavers. Ham. Get a free ham. Can we bounce out of that and get this thing done? Because I want to go over my screen. I want to paint mine next. Now, like I said, if that screen would come up dark, let me give you an example. Let's take some black paint and let's put this against the 38. This is a screen in a demonstration that they claimed in their demonstration that the 38 Black Widow was being hit with a high-powered projector, and that's the reason why I had the ability to maintain its white levels. You don't watch her demonstrations, do you? You do know all our products are tested before we launch them. And one of the tests that the screen paint has to go through is something called a black versus black test. This is where we take all different forms of black fabrics and materials and so forth, and we throw it against the screen to see if the screen is pulling a high enough white level to outperform these products. This is something that you clearly miss. We're talking about a particular individual who did a demonstration claiming about a 5,000 projector. How embarrassing that was it, when you basically saw the demonstration that the screen could do this easily, not only against white paper and network gray and certified gunmetals and whatever you could throw at it, but it also can do it against black paint, which means I've done this against 6 different forms of black paint. I've actually drawn on the screen, repainted over top of it, drawn on the screen again, did it at another 1,000 lumens. We've done this so many times to count, it's not even funny. And yet this individual comes in saying, well, he has a 5,000 projector. You clearly missed the memo. You ever seen people go into a business meeting and they miss the memo? They're completely off balance because they don't know what's going on. That's clearly what you just did. Next time, crack a book. And then next time you want to embarrass yourself. I'm sorry I have to talk to the naysayers this way, but it's the only way I can communicate with them at the end of the day. I mean, I could be worse. I could dress up like a clown, bring out sock puppets, and have a Mr. Rogers show going on so I can get some music playing in the background. And maybe every time I speak, I'll have a bouncing ball going across to, you can understand what I'm saying, because apparently it's not clicking. My product is tested. I'm very thorough about my tests. If I'm thorough enough to go through someone's environment and pick out all the different areas in their environment that are actually incorrect, how much more in my environment I'm going to make sure that everything is correct? So yes, it does work with no problem whatsoever. Man, I forget. Borderlands is getting better and better and better. When I first started off, it was like it's a bit of a snore fest for me when I first started off. Other than that, oh, what game is this? Oh, it's Grand Theft Auto. I've been there, done it already. But anyway, so yeah, it's gotten pretty good, man. For a minute, I thought it was gonna be all bow and arrows and crossbows and stuff, but now you gotta get some pretty exciting guns in there. So I do like it. I do like it. It's a little different because there's a lot of narrating going on, but who cares, man? At the end of the day, if you get to blow stuff up and collect more lots and lots of weapons, how can you complain about that? You can't. You can't complain about that. Now, as I told you before, the difference between the two is one's going to be to produce a little higher white level because, again, gunmetal. And the other one is going to produce a higher contrast, 100% black. Okie dokie. Let's go over to, there's no wolf here. So as you can see, the technology is pointing to white levels at 1,000 lumens with no problem. Starfield screensaver. Starfire screensaver. Okay. Starfield screensaver. And as you can see, the black screen has the dominance when it comes to contrast. That's automatically going to happen. That's pretty easy to guess. Because that screen's 100% black, so the contrast levels are going to be extremely high. Beautiful tropical flowers 4K. I like that one, but I always look for something new we haven't done already. We've done so much of everything so fast. Oh, we need more content. It's never enough. Should put in relaxing tropical flowers 4K. That would bring out a lot more if you put relaxing next to it. Because they got all kinds of ones for therapy, relaxing therapy for this, that, and the other. Bombarded with commercials, I swear. Can we get past this? No, we cannot. We have to endure this crap. Play it. There we go. Can we get past the intro? Get something going in there. Thank you. Do 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 do. Excuse me, with some deep reaching meaning. Let me see. Beautiful flowers 4K. So there we are. The screen works perfectly fine with no problem. Now, every container will have that batch number that's on that container attached to it, and the video is time stamped. So everything is there for our customers to make sure that they're getting a product that actually works. And for you trolls out there, well, like I said, unless you want your stuff taken at the end of the day and you want to end up in court, I would suggest you, if you're going to do a review, be fair about it. If you're going to do something where you're trying to slander my product at the end of the day, I'll take you to court and I'll file a lawsuit against you. And that'll be the end of it. And you explain to a judge how we're sitting here doing a demonstration and how your product looked like this out of that 5-gallon container. Now, it'd be different if I just made your product by itself and I didn't do any of these demonstrations at all whatsoever. Then you pretty much would have a little bit of an argument there. But this is kind of virtually impossible to get around. So like I said, act like you got some common sense. If you don't like it at the end of the day, you can clearly say, I don't like it, it's not my thing. Hey, it's your own opinion, freedom of speech, knock yourself out. But when you want to start mixing in black paint and making my product like something that it's not, and you want to slander me at the end of the day, then I'm taking you to court. All right, let me see. We got the duckies going on. Switch out of this unit. Oh, wait, before we switch out of this unit, I want to play around for a little bit. We're done with this. I'll go back to my black screen real quick. Slap laid against my screen because it's still wet, and I would have basically nailed my screen with it. This is a jet black screen, and I don't want to mess it up. All right, let's have some fun on the black screen. Let me transfer it to 1,000 lumens. Let's do Skyworth food demonstration. I like to have a little fun with the black screens. But yeah, we test them all the time, so might have to throw some stuff on, have some fun, right? That's black house paint. See, that's how we know you guys have been faking your demonstrations, because that's how black paint reacts to our screens. So that's another way we're going to see you in court about two also. What you're going to have to be to prove that that product came up looking like that, and that's going to be hard to do. Because this has batch numbers attached to it. So to the fellow who calls himself Silent Walker, number 5, what do you want to call you? Have your attorneys call me before we call you. All right? So we can get ready to start going to court for this. Don't do dumb stuff. Can you put this up there like this? Yeah, we can. And we're at 1,000 lumens. We got measuring tape in here so you can get our distance in here. Let me see something. Let's see how far we're back on this projector. Okay. I told you have to be to back your products up at the end of the day, because, as I said before, we do business with a lot of companies. And the first thing that comes up, especially when I'm in form sites, the first thing they say is, well, how do I know at the end of the day I can just buy black paint and do the same thing? That's a good question, right? Because, you know, it could be black paint at the end of the day. Who knows, right? So you have to be to back that up. That's why I explained crystal clear about the network grade 773. All those tests on all those paints should have been done. So that way, if that ever came up, he'd be to back himself up. But he couldn't, because he didn't do the tests. Measuring tape from here. Let's go over here real quick. And let's see where we're landing. Let's see where the projector's here, right here, 13 feet. When people measure, it's supposed to be from here to here, never behind the back of the projector. So this is why it's important to do these tests, because someone's going to question you. Like if you go into that form site right now, the one I'm at, there's a lot of people in there who make their own gray screen paint products. A lot of them in there do it. So you're going to have to, they're going to say, well, what's the difference between what I have here and what you have over there? You know, it looks like the same thing to me. That's what they're going to say. Show me the difference. You know, I'll give you my ingredients, or do a demonstration. They're going to challenge you on that. Well, how do I know if I'm not just getting everyday gray paint? How do I'm getting what I'm supposed to be getting at the end of the day? They're going to challenge you on that. So you have to back it up. When I was in there, I must have got hit like 13, 14 times with the same reply. I think it's black paint today. I could do the same thing with black fabric. All right, here you go. Here's a picture. Here's a picture. Picture. When I sent them pictures, that wasn't good enough. Then I sent the live reel. That was the end of it. That conversation ended quickly. Let's go with the red screen. Blue screen. See, you have to be to back your products up. Let's see. Green screen. Let's go for, let's see. White screen. See? So it'd be virtually impossible for the product to ever come out so dark you can't see it, because again, black paint doesn't even match your screens or even black fabric. That screen has a special heightener inside of it to allow it to be able to generate light and receive white light. So anytime we see a demonstration that looks like this, 4K snow screensaver, we can tell the demonstration was faked. Look familiar? Oh, you're going to need a good lawyer, Walker. You're going to need a good lawyer, a very good one. Because we can mimic your videos easily. just by using black paint against our technology. I'm gonna have to hire somebody to go through your personal finances to see how much you're worth. We love it when you trolls do this dumb stuff at the end of the day. Man. Embarrassing, isn't it? Yeah, 5,000 lumens. We need 5,000 lumens to make the screen generate a high enough white light. Yeah, sure. What zone am I in again? Max out zone. Picking up the same amount of light if we were outside. Well, we're done on the batch number, just having a little fun at the end. I got to come back in here. We got to do this one again. I'm having fun with this. We got to come back in. We got to do this again because I'm loving it. I love doing these demonstrations on the black screen. I got to get myself a paint gun, paintball gun, and just hit the screen. Pop, 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 pop. So we do black dots all over the screen to do it that way. I love doing these demonstrations on black paint versus our products. I love it. Now, remember, when I explain this to you, I'm going to say this, and don't get mad, don't get mad, don't get mad. See, I explained to you that, I'm sorry I had to mention your name because I don't want your name in any of my videos, but this is just a lesson for you to understand after yesterday. When you do a demonstration against a product, like that's black paint, that's black fabric. These are things that people will accuse my product that they can do the same thing with. Just like I accuse your product of being network grade 773. When you do a demonstration, you have to show a difference between night and day. And you have to do it in a fully lit environment, not that dark environment you had your screen sitting in. I noticed that your environment was too dark. It was way too dark. The background of your screen was too dark. We were in a max out zone, around 13 feet away from the screen on 1,000 lumens, and I am pulling up an image on our dark technology that's pulling up a white level higher than the black paint and the fabric. You see the difference. You notice they don't match, right? All right. Just want to let you know on that because your product matched. It did. All right, where are we going to go? Let me see. Oh, we're done with this. I'm going to come back and have some fun with the screen right now because we're done with that. I'm going to paint that, but I want to have some fun with this because I love doing these demonstrations on against our screen. I love it. I love it, love it, love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. Oh, wait, did we get the black film yet? Oh, black film. Yes. Black film. We must do black film. That's the problem. You guys don't get that adrenaline rush like I do, man. You're afraid. You're always afraid to do these demonstrations because you're afraid your product is not going to work. You're afraid to challenge yourself, man. You got to challenge yourself. Round, and you're not supposed to be down here. Upstairs. Now, let's go. Chop, chop, chop. You've been hunting the mouse for like 5 days. Go back to your stalking. He's not allowed down here. You know why? I don't want cat hair in my stuff. Taco has his own room with projection screen, so he is doing quite well. And somebody said, that's not fair. You should be downstairs. Do you want hair in your paint? Do you? All right, then. Black film, black film, black film, black film. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Oh, sorry, I got kind of caught up in it all. So you have to test your stuff out, man. All right, I got to get out of here because this is supposed to be a batch member demonstration. Mind you, I got to send this to people at the end of the day. You know what I mean? So sorry about having fun and all, but, you know, yeah, come on. I mean, when you test your stuff out, man, you know your stuff works 100%. You got to do the little dance with it. Next time you guys do side-by-sides on products, please show a meter next time. Do it right, okay? You skipped the meter. The meter should have been in the test. Again, anytime you display against us, all meters from now on should be maxed out because we're going to max ours out, no problem. All right, people, with that being said, I hope you enjoyed some of the demonstration. We see the product works perfectly fine. Had a chance to play around the black screen. We're going to keep Old Faithful out for a while. Had some fun with her. I'm going to come back in and do this demonstration again because I want to post this on a couple other sites and have some fun with this. All right, with that being said, hope you enjoyed the demonstration. I'm going to lock that number in real quick and we're good to go. All right, got to go in. God bless.